first of all, Kim, let me congratulate you on winning that immunity challenge and the golf trip back to Hawaii. That's just awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, I was pretty excited about that.
Have you taken the trip yet?
No. I have no idea about the details or anything. They said they couldn't tell us anything about it until, after it aired. So I'm excited to hear about when I can go and when I can start planning it.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah. Well, I'm there in November, so we may be able to connect.
All right.
So let's talk about that challenge a little bit.
Yeah.
You kind of squeaked through after what you called a sketchy shot. That was pretty close. How did you feel about that?
That was really close. I mean, that first shot, I don't know, I was nervous and I didn't hit a very good shot, and it was such an easy shot too. It was the closest one, obviously. So, to get it in after that one, I felt pretty lucky, and then my nerves kind of calmed down, and I felt a little more comfortable with the next shot, and I hit a better shot. But yeah, I felt pretty lucky to get past that first one.
Well, it's funny that you said it was an easy shot, because we see that on TV a lot, right? You see a shot from the middle of the fairway, and people just blow it, and then this really difficult shot, they pull a rabbit out of a hat. There's these magic shots. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's I think it might be you just kind of lose focus, or you don't have as much focus because it's an easy shot and it's kind of a routine.
Mm-hmm. So when you woke up that day, who do you think might be eliminated? Were you kind of thinking, I wonder who's going to go home today, and who might that be?
Oh, geez. No, I think at this point in the show, everybody was such a strong player at this point, so you couldn't really predict anymore, and everybody was playing well, and people were still kind of throwing surprises out there. So I stopped predicting after a while.
That's probably a good idea. So were you surprised? Were you surprised to see that it was Courtney? I guess you'd be surprised to see almost anyone, but somebody had to go home.
Yeah, exactly. I was surprised to see Sam and Courtney in the elimination, just because, I mean, they really are two of the stronger players, I think, with better resumes, and it was tough to realize that one of them was going to have to go. And when Courtney got eliminated, I was pretty surprised because she is a really, really good player.
So let's get into some of the drama now. Lori said that at breakfast, Christina was probably feeling the tension and maybe some cold shoulders from some of the other ladies. So did anything happen at breakfast? I hear sometimes the Golf Channel gets in there and starts asking questions. What was breakfast like that day?
I don't really remember each day so much anymore, but I do remember that day was the first morning we had breakfast after, we had heard that she said choke. So, yeah, I think she was a little more quiet, and she could probably sense that something was going on.
Was the Golf Channel, did they come in at breakfast and start sort of asking pointed questions to all of you ladies?
Yeah, they did. I don't remember if they did that morning, but they would come in there and kind of try and stir the pot a little bit. And even though we didn't want to talk about it, they want us to get subjects out in the open.
You seem to stay out of the controversy pretty well during that show. Did we actually miss anything, or was that a pretty accurate presentation of what really happened that day?
Yeah, I think that was a pretty accurate presentation. Nobody had actually confronted Christina about her comment that she made, so everything was still kind of speculation, and so it wasn't too much drama that day, but it might get a little more interesting, maybe.
Well, it looked pretty bad on television from us who were just watching it for the first time. Lori was really quite the instigator in some comments there.
Yeah, that's just Lori. She's kind of having fun with it.
Right. So we've had some comments from people on the Golf for Women website, and they want to ask some questions of you ladies. So if you don't mind, I'm going to just throw a couple of questions in for you.
Sure.
What area of your game do you consider to be the strongest? And I'm going to guess driving, but what do you think?
No, I think that driving is a strong point, but I think my strongest is my irons. that's kind of my game. I hit a lot of greens every round, and I mean part of that comes from driving it in the fairway, but you know, when you hit a lot of greens, you're going to play well.
Mm-hmm. Another question that came out was, is the pressure different playing on the big break than in the tournaments that you've played in throughout your career? And if so, how is it different?
It's completely different than anything I've ever experienced before. I mean, I've played in you know, some big tournaments. I played in the U.S. Open a couple years ago, and I've never felt anything like I felt playing on the big break. It's so different. You just feel like it's so, I don't know, I guess it's so definite, you know, like when you're playing in a tournament, you know that you can make up shots if you make a bogey or something, but on a big break, you know that every shot matters, and it's pretty much sudden death all the time.
So do you feel, based on your experience so far, that you've learned something about yourself, or have you taken away something at this point to help you in your future?
Definitely. I think being on the big break and learning how to handle that pressure, and kind of learning that, you know, maybe tournament golf should be a little bit more like that. Maybe you should treat every shot like it's your last shot, and, you know, like, I mean, obviously we know that every shot has a purpose, and, you know, that every shot counts in the end, but sometimes we don't approach it that way. So that's what I've taken away so far. Just kind of trying to tell myself that, you know, every shot really matters, and this could be do or die on every shot.
Good, good. Okay, what current or retired LPGA player do you look up to the most, and why?
I love Lorena. I mean, just for the person she is, you know, she's obviously an amazing player, but she's just doing so much for her country and for women's golf in general, and I think it's great. And she's so young, you know, it's such an inspiration to see somebody that's pretty much my age. I mean, she might be a year or two older than me, but she's amazing.
She certainly is, yeah. Okay, so how about some closing remarks or comments for our viewers? Do you have any?
No, I don't think so. I just hope everybody's liking the show and, you know, having fun with it. I know I am.
That's good.
I'm trying not to take it too seriously.
Is it different watching it on TV as to being there, or are you seeing some things that you thought, oh, I didn't know that?
Oh, yeah. It's funny to see, you know, little comments and people's reactions that you don't see because you're not really paying attention to anybody else. But it's funny to see it now.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Well, you're in Wisconsin this week, am I right?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, good luck with that tournament, and I'm sure you'll do very well. I see you're doing very well on the on the Futures Tour standings, so I'm following that closely. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
So how about we chat next week and
okay,
see what more surprises await for us.
All right.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Thanks a lot, Kim. Take care.
Bye.